Pat, everybody. Welcome to Yo Boys for Sunday, December 21st. Fuck it, it's a raw feed. We're doing it live in studio. I'm Clayton.
Yeah, I'm Pat. Clayton, first off, got to start off with some coal in the stocking for everyone, and they'll deal with it. It's okay. This was supposed to be Kirk 20, the 20th appearance of Kirk Minahan on the BO Boys. It's going to be a huge celebration. We had surprises, special guests, all sorts of stuff. I'll say this direct into camera. Kirk couldn't make it today. You could speculate in the comments as to why. I'm sure he'd love that. But no, he couldn't make it. He had to cancel, sends his regards. And we will be doing Kirk 20 very soon in the new year. Kirk
Yes.
will be he had a lot going on, and it will happen soon, and it will be spectacular. But we have so much to cover on this episode anyway.
Yes.
If anything, it's almost a blessing because it just would have been, sometimes it's just too much. You gorge around the holidays. And I think Kirk plus Avatar plus everything we're gonna go into may have been just like people would have been puking at the table from how much they would have stuffed themselves with in this episode.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. Kirk 20, early January will happen. But Clayton, it's Avatar weekend. We got boots on the ground. We got results. We saw it.
Boy, did we ever see it. Oh, yeah, come on.
We are now one with the Fire Witch.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into it, can you give us a holiday plow for the box office weekend of Friday, December 19th, 2025?
Number one, Avatar Fire and Ash made $88 million in its first weekend. Number two, David, $22 million in its first weekend. Number three, The Housemaid made $19 million in its first frame. Number four, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants made $16 million in its first frame. And number five, Zootopia 2 made $14.5 million, down 44%. It lost 295 theaters. It's at $282.8 million in its fourth weekend of release. And now, Pat, I'm not going to do the full top 10.
Okay.
But I do think we need to drop down to 9.
Okay, so you're passing up lucky number 11, and you're going to go to 9.
9.
Okay.
Marty Supreme
Mm-hmm.
made $875 million in 6 theaters.
Well, I got to stop you there.
What?
What you said would have been the biggest box office story in the history of the universe if Marty Supreme.
Oh, I'm sorry, 875,000.
Okay, there we go. 875,000. If Marty Supreme had made 875 million, and listen, we love Timmy.
Yeah.
We know he's a movie star. He's promoting the heck out of this movie.
Yes.
But I would say that would be a game changer if his appearance on the Cody Rhodes podcast had led to the movie opening to $875 million.
You're right. What is that like? That would have been 3 Endgames.
It would have been over 3 Endgames.
For the
almost
opening.
4 Endgames, yeah. And that's a huge bump. If Cody Rhodes could deliver that kind of bump for a movie, then I think he's got to go to 2 episodes a week.
Although I'll say after seeing the teaser, the Steve Rogers teaser for Doomsday, there is a chance that movie opens to $875,000 when it comes out. But we don't need to talk about the MCU.
We'll talk about that slightly when
MCU.
we do our boots on the ground for Avatar. But Marty Supreme, $875,000 in 6 theaters. This is it's
selling out. It's like there's articles about how this is there are screenings that are selling out nationwide.
Wow. Well, listen, we are a couple of hours from now, we will be seeing this movie in the greatest movie theater in the country, the Lincoln AMC. And we may be meeting Timmy because Timothée Chalamet came out before a screening at this theater on, I think, Thursday night, surprised everyone. The place went bananas. And he said he's going to be here all weekend, surprising people at showings. Now, Is that a thing that you say and you don't follow up on? Or will he be at the B.O. Boys showing in a couple of hours? Will we get to interview Timmy for the B.O. Boys?
Who knows? We'll get a glimpse of him.
Yeah.
That's possible. Will Matthew Lillard show up? because he just is a nice guy and wanted to see the movie. And he's like, hey, ask me questions.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I'm sure Matthew Lillard has a lot of AMC Stubbs points
Mm-hmm.
that he's looking to cash in before they expire. And if he's doing that anyway, why not do a Q&A after Marty Supreme?
Yeah.
Do it, Matthew Lillard. Trash Tarantino at a Marty Supreme screening at AMC Lincoln.
What a
Let's
headline
have a
that would
party.
be.
Right, that would be huge. So it's the thing with the Marty Supreme per screen averages. It's New York and LA. If anyone was going to be going bananas for this movie, those would be the places.
But it's the biggest of the year.
Yeah.
But I guess
Number 2 was Phoenician Scheme. So before we go crazy
Yeah.
about this, remember that it just beat Phoenician Scheme for biggest per screen average opening week.
true, not a great indicator for the general public.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's good news coming out of the A24 Marty Supreme camp that there are some sellouts happening for this when it goes wider.
Yeah. I can't wait. We'll have boots on the ground for that at some point, but
Where do we want to start? I think here.
what's the big story? You tell me, what is the big story?
Well, I don't think
that
we
you
need to
see
start
from
with the
this
big
hot
story.
Okay.
I think we climb up the ladder here. And I don't
Okay.
think we have to talk about Zootopia 2.
No.
I think we start with this SpongeBob, which I think we both had higher.
Yeah.
SpongeBob 16 million.
Open
Listen.
number 4. I think I had it at around 20 million opening third. That's where I put it.
The jeans beat the pants.
Yeah.
So this is one of those things where I don't know. He's not as. I think David maybe ate into
David definitely ate SpongeBob's lunch. Yeah.
ate his lunch because there's been 4 or 5 SpongeBob movies. I think 4 with this one, right?
Okay. One of them was a COVID SpongeBob movie.
And then
that
the
I think
last
only
one-
opened in Canada.
The last one that came out though opened pretty large.
Yeah.
This is a bad opening for SpongeBob.
Okay. I'm going to throw this out there. There's SpongeBob has many forms at this point. He's a varied IP. There was a SpongeBob Broadway play. I'm going to just posit a theory here. The actor from that play who plays SpongeBob is also in Wicked and was dating Ariana Grande.
Was or is?
I think they've broken up. I think that's out there that they've broken up, I think. Or at least the relationship has gotten rocky.
Okay.
Is there a chance that bad press for that actor who played SpongeBob on Broadway has dampened the SpongeBob IP, and that led to a little bit of a downturn for this SpongeBob animated movie?
It's possible if people have bad feelings about any sort of SpongeBob that
Right.
can leak over. I mean,
And
Listen-
Ariana Grande's got a really devoted fan base, so I'm not out there on the Ariana Grande Reddits to see her host SNL last night.
is it Ariana or is it Ariana?
It might be Ariana. Yeah.
Okay.
And I always mispronounce that name. But I don't know exactly what the fan base is feeling right now, but maybe they are anti-SpongeBob. And that could be a problem for SpongeBob if the Ariana Grande fan base has turned on him.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. This
Where if there's a lot of memes of like her and the animated SpongeBob, like picture breaking up and a big X over him.
mhm.
And it's like, they're scribbling like D-bag over SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And then that's what SpongeBob's public persona is now. That's going to hurt the box office.
We'll see. I mean, there is a possibility too that there's just so much product.
Yeah.
And I think that could have also been an issue with this, is that you had David, you still had Zootopia,
Mm-hmm.
which made a good amount of money. I mean, Zootopia made 14? 14.5, and
Yeah.
SpongeBob made 16. People are going into this Zootopia. They're loving this Zootopia.
Yeah.
They want to live in Zootopia. There's 2 places
Yes.
people want to live right now. They want to live in Pandora,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to live in Zootopia.
In the police state that is Utopia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, put your foot on my neck, sexy fox.
Oh, man. I haven't seen Zootopia 2, but I don't know if there's a fox that is as sexy as the firewoman in Avatar.
No,
Zootopia 2.
nothing could be.
Can't be.
Nothing is. Nothing ever will be.
Is SpongeBob also is he an animated character that has gotten quote unquote lame? Do the kids still say lame? Do they still put things on a lame list like
I
we
don't
did in the
know.
90s?
I mean, listen, we're not going to say names and ages, but your nieces were very excited about SpongeBob. So
Yeah.
there still is an age group. I think the one that's missing now, possibly, is the college stoners. That's
Yes.
what it is, I think, possibly. It's like little kids still like SpongeBob, but I think maybe it's the, hey, it'd be really funny if we got stoned and went and saw SpongeBob.
Yes.
That might not be the case.
So it might not even be that Zootopia 2 is eating its lunch or David. It might be that Five Nights at Freddy's at number 6, that 7.2 million that made, which is probably a lot of college stoners, teenagers, 20-year-olds. They may have been inclined to go see SpongeBob a decade ago and aren't going now. Instead, they're going to see Freddy.
Yeah. It's possible. I mean, this isn't like terrible for
No.
SpongeBob, but I expected more just because it was the first SpongeBob movie post-COVID, and you thought there might be some pent-up want to see them on the big screen, but I guess not.
Yeah. It throws into question, will there be more SpongeBob big screen movies?
I think there will be. I think
Okay.
you wait a little bit. I think something like this, it looks, I don't know how much it cost. It looks like it cost 2 fucking cents. I think if you have, again, this is Paramount, right?
Yeah, this is Paramount.
So you put this movie out, it ends up making what, maybe 30, 40 in the theaters, and then you put it on your streamer, and that's a success.
Yeah. And like any of these movies we're going to talk about, Christmas Corridor.
That's the thing.
So SpongeBob opened at 16. Remember Sing. Remember Puss in Boots, Last Wish. So a SpongeBob movie that opens at 16 million right now could easily get to 70 million in 3 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because kids got shit all to do for 2 more weeks. So.
Yeah, so they're going to run through the other options.
Yeah.
And this will be maybe something that is like, we need to get these kids out of the house.
Right. SpongeBob will be a last resort. He wasn't the first choice this weekend, but over the course of 2 weeks of Christmas vacation, SpongeBob becomes a savior. I mean, should we jump into one of the other saviors here? Jesus wasn't in the movie.
He's going to jump over Housemaid.
Well, I just want to stay on the animated track for a little bit. We'll get to her. We'll get to the jeans.
You have such
the
a
pants
hate boner.
Failed.
I'm going to say it. You have a hate boner, and it's not a good look.
I just want to stay on the animated track.
Okay.
We'll get to her. We'll get to the jeans. David, Angel Studios, 22 million. I did call this. I called this as number 2.
This is going to be...
Where are my hosannas?
This is going to be the biggest Angel Studios opening. This is going to beat
Sound of Freedom?
Sound of Freedom.
Wow. And it's
because Sound of Freedom had like a legs. That was the thing about Sound of Freedom. But this is big. And did this thing open bigger than the Jesus film last Christmas?
There was the Easter Jesus film. Right? Wasn't there we covered a Angels, like a Easter
King of Kings?
King of Kings. Yeah, I think this opened bigger than King of Kings. I'm going to the Angel Studios David movie official website to see if there was a scam involved here, because I don't think there was. Look at this. Top of the website, David, #1 family movie in America. It's always great to be able to have that #1 something in America. It's why the box office matters, why the rankings matter.
I will take...
Okay, here we go. Just sorry but I just found a scam.
Okay.
They're doing the pay it forward for David.
Okay.
Right up there, there's #1 family movie in America, get your show times, and then pay it forward. Help 1 million kids see David in theaters. So you can click on pay it forward, and you could just buy a ticket that some kid gets to see.
So That I think is the
Help light up theaters. Your support puts David on more screens this Christmas, making room for families to encounter a story of faith, courage, and hope where it matters most.
I think
Amazing.
Angel Studios needs to just stick to the scams that work.
Mm-hmm.
If they work, you can continue the scam. There's a reason why elderly people still get emails from, you know, Nigerian princes, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, it works.
Because it works.
It works. Yeah.
And you don't. Why
Right.
mess with a good thing? Like I think I reported when we did our preview episode with Jeff Bach.
Okay. I love that you're reporting now.
Well, that there was an Angel Studios scam that if you sent a video of you knocking over a larger person than you, you would get a free ticket. That turned out to be a hoax. That was not true.
Okay.
That was a hoax.
Okay.
So I got bad intel.
Yeah.
And because I poo-pooed that. I thought it was bad. I thought it was really there. Like you could really get into some legal problems there.
And it's not in their wheelhouse.
No, and also with AI, who can tell if people are knocking other people over and if somebody's actually tall or not? Like you just can't tell.
Right.
Not only the legal aspect of assaulting somebody for a free movie ticket. Could these videos be faked?
Right.
Could somebody just send an endless stream of I knocked these large people over and then get tickets? And I don't know if the Angel Studios would have AI verification technology to scan these videos and see if AI was used. So I do think it's good that that was not what they went with.
Yes.
And that they did just go with the pay it forward, which is a perennial scam.
Great scam.
It's a great scam.
Yeah. So that must have helped out a lot. Got it to this $22 million.
Because King of Kings opened April 11th.
Okay.
Never forget, 19.3 million.
Wow. So David
bigger than
King
Jesus.
Of Kings, bigger than Jesus.
I mean, David taking down the biggest guy of all. He took down Jesus.
Yeah. Good for David. This is the ultimate Goliath. Jesus is the ultimate Goliath. And David took him down at the box office.
Yeah. Impressive. Highly impressive.
I mean, is David about to become a bigger IP than SpongeBob SquarePants? A bigger kids animated IP? Will there be a David Broadway musical that the star of that maybe ends up dating Ariana Grande? Could that be the next one? I don't know.
I think if you have it and you're casting, you do cast for that. Yeah. You look at people Ariana Grande might want to date.
Yeah.
Which is like Weasley-looking creeps,
yeah,
I guess.
Which, I mean, perfect way to cast David.
Yeah. Because you'd never think he could take down Goliath because he's got, like, noodle arms and stuff.
Exactly. But he's got that staff. I mean, look, I'm looking at the animated David that they put up here, and he's got that staff. He could kick some ass with that, and that's what kids respond to.
He's got
BS energy.
BSE.
Yeah.
Big staff energy.
So good for David. Number 2, I called it. I got it right, as I pretty much did with all my predictions heading into this weekend.
So I think I said SpongeBob was going to be second.
Yes, you got SpongeBob second.
But I had David beating the Housemaid.
Okay.
And I nailed the Housemaid number. I said 19.
Well, the Housemaid number is 19. You're right. It didn't get to 20. Okay, so let's get into it.
Better. Are you sure?
Let's do it. Let's talk about the genes. Listen, I have said this every episode. You could go back, go in the archives, hold me to it, put my feet to the fire. I want Sydney Sweeney to be a movie star. I want movie stars.
Mm-hmm.
What I said over and over was it was put up or shut up time.
Yeah.
Housemaid had to work. 0 for 3 big flopperoos in a row. If you don't want to count Americana because it was filmed,
I don't want to count it. No.
Then she had 2 big old flopperoos, and we could all agree on that.
Yes,
2 big old flopperoos. Very, as you said, very early in her career to have
2 big flopperoos hanging around the neck.
And she needed to stabilize things. She needed to perk up her box office.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is the time. Housemaid is open to 19. So has she stabilized things?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
This opened bigger than Simple Favor, which was a movie that came out maybe 10 years ago.
Mhm.
But that is a different time. That was when Paul Feig still had juice.
Okay.
That was when you had Blake Lively opening movies like that,
Mm-hmm.
very specifically for women.
Mm-hmm.
Anna Kendrick was a going concern,
Mm-hmm.
and that opened to 16.
Mm-hmm.
This, in a very crowded weekend,
Mm-hmm.
opened to 19.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the great thing about it. I think you have two movies here, David and Housemaid,
Mm-hmm.
which might have the smallest of crossovers, right?
Yeah.
In the
yeah.
sense of that's what you need. The church bus came,
Mm-hmm.
and then the gaggle of gals came.
Yes.
And they were completely separated, but that's what you need to have at the theater. And then you had all the Avatar freaks,
Mm-hmm.
which was us.
Yes.
I'm an Avatar freak. You're an
Yes.
Avatar freak.
Yes.
Even more so
Heinous
now.
Blue Daddy. Yeah.
Yes, even more so now. And that, I think, was great. Like, this movie marketed itself to who it needed to market to open to what it opened till. And if it has good word of mouth, again, there's a long Christmas corridor here.
Yes.
This, you would hope that this could have opened second, but opening third is not bad.
The rankings kind of don't matter. I mean, again, it's great for marketing. David could say #1 family movie in America.
That's what
But
I was going to take umbrage with.
Yeah.
Are you telling me you're a bigger family movie than the Avatar, which is all about family?
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at
The Sullys, come on. They are the modern day Cleavers. They are the family of America right now, these Sullys.
Yeah, when you look at big box office franchises that are about family, what are the two that you think of?
Oh, it's La Familia, Fast and Furious, and it's the Sullys of Avatar.
Yes.
Those are the families. Those are what every family should aspire to be.
Yes.
Drinking Coronas, being blue, swimming around, climbing trees, racing cars.
Plugging into animals.
Yes. Plugging into it should be like you're jump starting your car and then you're plugging your brain into the earth. That's what family is about. The Sullys and La Familia.
I would love to see in the next Fast and Furious movie, Ludacris Bridges plugging his hair into a souped up automobile.
Yes. And of course, like they drive. Last one was they ended up in space. Can they end up in Pandora? I'm sure James Cameron will say no fucking way. That franchise is dead. Avatar is the biggest franchise in the world. But back to this Housemaid. Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried is one of the big winners of this. Amanda Seyfried reestablishing herself. Because listen, she was a star of those Mamma Mia movies, big hits. She had an Oscar nomination a couple
was
of
the
years
star
ago.
of Mamma Mia. Thank you very much.
Amanda Seyfried was the lead. And she's on the fringes of a Best Actress nomination this year. That Testament Ann Lee. She could get that 5th spot. I think something like Housemaid maybe gets her back in the Best Actress race. So everyone, we all want to be Sydney Sweeney, the genes win. What about Amanda Seyfried? She has had a long career, and she just opened a movie to 19 million.
Yeah.
I think this is a big win for her.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And I think she's the draw of this movie.
Well, I think the draw of this movie is the IP, which is a huge book that you can find anywhere. You could trip over this book.
Yep.
You go to Target, you see this book. You go to a grocery store, you see this book. You go to a airport where people are flying to see their families, you see this book.
Gas stations that still have the little spinner rack of books, Housemaid is going to be on that spinner rack.
Yes.
It's going to be a Grisham book, 5 Jack Reacher books.
The almanac for that, the Farmer's Almanac.
Farmer's Almanac will be there. There'll be a trivia book about World Series from the 1970s.
There'll be a Jeff Foxworthy joke book.
Of course, yes.
There'll be Drew Carey's Dirty Jokes and Beer.
Yep. And then there will be The Housemaid.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of book that could open a movie. I mean, this is a big win for
Books.
books. It a superhero IP is just becoming more and more worthless. We might be getting back to that 80s and 90s. Take a big bestseller, get some recognizable stars in it, and it'll open.
Well, that's what's so exciting.
But it
about-
has to be fun, and it has to be available in gas stations.
That's the thing. That's what's so fun about the Colleen Hoover thing is that we need new Grishams, Nicholas Sparks,
Yes.
Colleen Hoovers. We need more of these people.
Yes, people.
And so, yeah, I think
Clancy's. We need more Tom Clancy's. Yes.
and I think with all of these movies, obviously, is the legs, the Christmas corridor, what people are going to want to see when they're off school. Kids were still in school this week,
Mm-hmm.
and they're probably, I think they're going to be in school on Monday possibly Tuesday.
I mean, from what I know, the intel I've got from the nieces who will remain anonymous, anonymity so
important.
It's a half day situation. They're
But
getting
still,
out at like 11.
You're
a.m.
going to bed at early on Sunday, and you're not treating Monday as a weekend. So that's why I feel like it's still not out of school time.
Okay.
So the college students are not out of school yet.
Oh, they're done though. They're
effectively done. I mean, they're effectively
they've been
done
since like end of October.
but they're not at home thinking, where can I go to get away from my parents?
Mm-hmm.
I've this found freedom at college, and now I'm sleeping back in my little room, and my parents are all up my fucking ass.
Right.
Where do I go?
Where do I go?
Cineplex.
So, do we think The Housemaid is a family get out of the house option in these next 2 weeks?
I think so, for sure. Yes,
Okay.
I do. I think it is.
I mean, I'm going to throw this out there because the BO boys spend some time together over these holidays, and we'll be looking for some films to see. My in-laws, they'll be there, and it's always what's a good movie for them to go see. In the past, we've taken them to Boys in the Boat. That was the big one. Father-in-law was, what do you guys think of this Boys in the Boat? Which for him is
what are you
basically
hearing about these boys in this boat?
and him to even say that means he was dying to see the Boys in the Boat.
Which that was a book.
That was a book.
Yeah.
And I think The Housemaid, I could see that as being an option for the in-laws.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, because I think it's steamy, but it's probably not, or this isn't Sliver, The Housemaid.
No.
I don't think you're going to risk accidentally taking your family to see Sliver when you go see The Housemaid. It'll be Paul Feig steamy, which I think is probably going to be fine.
Pretty chaste, I would say.
So how big of a win is this for Sydney Sweeney? Let's just
wrap
up.
It absolutely is it's at the moment.
Yeah.
Again, this thing could crater or it could have really great legs. This didn't open to $6 million like Anyone But You.
And it didn't open to 30.
And it didn't open to 30. But again, it wasn't going to open to 30. That was not the expectation here. So I think it did what it needed to do to be looked at as a success this weekend.
Yes.
Not completely out of the woods for her. It'd be great if this thing ended up $60, $70 million. Then we're talking, she did what she needed to do.
Yeah.
That's the expectation for a movie like this. If it goes crazy and is like a crawdad situation where it gets to 100, oh my gosh, then that's big.
So at this moment, this opening weekend, do we think it has staved off her debut on The Real Housewives of Jacksonville for what? At this point, it doesn't happen in the next 5 years?
Yeah. Well, yeah. So your prediction will not come to pass.
Because I said within 5 years, she is on a Real Housewives franchise.
And I said within 5 years, she's nominated for an Oscar.
Okay.
So
Not gonna happen.
she is closer to my prediction than to your prediction at the moment.
She is.
And if this movie holds and it has good box office through that Christmas corridor, she will move closer and closer to my prediction and further away from your prediction.
True. I don't see how she moves closer to your prediction because, I mean, I've been reading her reviews of The Housemaid where they're touting her as a future Oscar nominee. But they're also not touting her as someone who's going to be, flipping tables over with Lisa Rinna. That's
Mhm.
this opening weekend doesn't move her closer towards that.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because I also come from a place of I do think she'd be great on those shows.
I
I
think
think she'd be great on those shows.
Well, so would Zendaya.
No, see, Zendaya is a movie star. Zendaya would not be good on The Housewives. Sydney Sweeney, Andy Cohen, I see that as like they would have real chemistry.
So there's a
these
level
reality shows.
of Julia Roberts would not be. She's good in movies, but she's not good as a housewife.
No, I don't want Julia Roberts and Teresa would be oil and vinegar. It'd be
Okay.
no good. You need it to be oil and tomato sauce. That's what you want.
So
I think
who's
Sydney
who's
Sweeney-
then if Sydney Sweeney is moving out of that contention with this film, let's say the hope for her to be a housewife is
Real
going to
Housewife.
be in the rearview mirror.
I think
Do
it
you have
pushes
any-
it off. I think it pushes off.
But do
I
you
don't
have
think
any?
I don't think it means that it's never going to happen.
Do you have any other young actresses you're targeting to make the tumble? Or is
I'm
this
not
just you're
targeting
trying
anyone. I think
to
targeting is a very
assassinate
aggressive word
Sydney
there.
Sweeney's movie star rise
I'm
in
just-
order to get her in a room with Andy Cohen, who, let's talk predictions, 10 years from now, jumpsuit.
Okay, listen. All I'm saying is I wanted her to have options if this movie flopped, because that would make 3, possibly 4 big flopperoos in a row, and then it
Okay.
would have been over. And I didn't want her to just have to, just go work at an office. I'm like, oh, she should still be in front of a camera. Real Housewives of Jacksonville would have been a good landing spot, but Housemaid, 19 million. I do think it staves it off for a year, unless this movie tanks, which we'll
If
get
it
into.
if it has
we'll
a
get into
Morbius drop, if it has a Jared Leto type drop,
Yeah.
but it's not Jared Leto, which you always say it doesn't matter how much Jared Leto drops the next weekend. He's, you did ayahuasca together, so you have a different idea of what failure is.
We
and
have
what
never
that
done
means.
ayahuasca together.
Okay.
Same facility doesn't mean together.
But you didn't share the same bowl. You weren't
Not the
drinking
same
out.
bowl.
This wasn't a
Not the
Lady in
same
the
bowl.
Tramp situation
No. We were, and not the
where
same
you're
bucket.
chewing on bark,
and then meet
mystical
in the
bark,
middle.
and then meet in the middle.
That would be a good scene for an animated update of Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Is that they were doing ayahuasca together and met in the middle. So let's get to number 1. Let's do it. Avatar: Fire and Ash. So the final number ends up being
88.
88. So listen, it's a big drop off from the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to frame what that means. This movie will make less than the first one, than the second one.
Yes.
And it opened, I know you really want to stick to, we covered domestic, but worldwide it made what? Another like 350 million outside the United States.
It's huge worldwide.
So this is a movie that's going to get itself to $1.5 billion, probably more than that. The first one made 2.9, second one I think made 2.3 billion worldwide. This will get probably, maybe it makes 2, but probably not, probably under that. And in the end, these movies they'll decline as they go down, but what does that really
so
matter?
much money.
It's still so much money.
And the other thing about it too is that, people aren't making movies like this.
Mhm.
Like Cameron's just a 1 in a million type of filmmaker.
Well, and the Pizza Boys, the Russo brothers, of course. Those
Oh
are-
yeah, that's the 1-2. Of
Ki-
course, it's Cameron and the Pizza Bros.
Could we just quickly aside, boots on the ground? We saw Avatar, the two of us, our good friend, past and future guest, Ernest Foley Chan, and the last trailer right before the movie was Avengers. I keep wanting
Doomsday.
Doomsday.
What do you
Avengers
want to say?
Doomsday.
Say what you want to say. Be like John Mayer. Say what you need to say.
So, Avengers Doomsday trailer, and the response for this, listen, it's not like we're not saying here people were booing, throwing trash at the screen,
No.
throwing tomatoes.
They weren't engaged enough to throw trash.
That's the thing. No one cared.
No one
And-
wanted to waste a tomato.
And we lived through the MCU decade, the 2010s.
Worst decade of my life.
Yeah, it
Truly.
really was. When I look back at your life, that is the worst period.
When
And that's a majority of when I have known you.
Yeah.
Pretty much we met at the beginning of the MCU decade.
yeah,
And
been rough going.
and I would say, yeah, those first 10 years I knew you, it was a pretty rough
I would
time.
say, here's what I would say.
Okay.
Sorry. I would say that once Avengers came out, that was the tipping point, and when my life went haywire.
Yes. Yes.
The Incredible Hulk, the first Thor, of course, Iron Man kicked it all off.
You were holding it together.
I was holding it together. It was
Yeah.
fine. Once you combined those jabronis into one movie, boom, I fell off a fucking cliff.
You did. I mean, let's not even talk about the Age of Clayton and the Age of Ultron. That was
Bad.
That was
Bad.
But we lived through that MCU decade, and when those trailers would come out, and especially for a team-up movie, you could feel the electricity of all the fanboys just butts clenched, and they were just rocking, shaking.
Yeah.
You feel the earth under you move, and then clapping and laughter and just joy from all these fanboys.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, that's good for the box office. We could tolerate it.
Yeah.
Doomsday trailer comes on, and we got this because I guess there's 4 different ones that are rotating. We got
Is there? Because the only one I've really heard about
is
I
the
mean,
one we saw, the Steve
yeah.
Rogers one.
I mean, I mean, obviously, I leaked them.
Right, of course.
I was the one who leaked them online. That's why I was an image. I was a cartoon image on the screen in our last episode.
Yes. And now, because they are out in the real world, you are free and clear to be in public. But it was a Steve Rogers one, and it's Chris Evans holding a baby.
His
in a little wood house, and it's sad music, and it's Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday, and nobody in that audience gave a shit.
Well,
And then
other
you got
than-
some laughter,
I was gonna
and
say.
that was it.
I was just gonna say I wanted to make sure you
Derisive
knew.
laughter, not laughter at his
Derisive
joke, because his trailer was dead serious.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, he didn't eat shawarma at the end of it. It wasn't like he held a baby and it was the music, and then you saw him at the table eating shawarma.
yeah,
And
like
then
All-Star play,
everybody would have laughed.
Yes.
Because that's so funny. Can you imagine?
eating shawarma.
Can
eat
you
shawarma.
imagine it?
Well,
You're
they're
Iron Man.
Heroes. They're heroes eating shawarma.
You're Iron Man.
Yeah.
And you're eating a shawarma.
Yeah. Now listen, it's those were the great comedies of the 2010s.
Yeah.
And this Doomsday trailer just played to people being bored and ignoring it, and then derisive laughter.
Well, because
and then when you contrast it with what was the other trailer?
Odyssey.
Yeah.
It wasn't a trailer.
Yeah.
It was a full-on scene.
Yeah. Oh. We got a
Right.
Trojan horse scene. Come on.
And so that, I think, is what's changed.
Yes.
Is that people are more interested in the Odyssey,
Mm-hmm.
a book that is what? It's got to be, when did that come out? 1960s? Something like that? It's an old book, right?
It's an old book, yeah.
The fact that people want that and not soupy heroes,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
not graphic novels. They want great myths.
Mm-hmm.
That is, I think, positive.
Right. But the great myths, though, like Steve Rogers, who will return. Listen, we're going to talk about this movie a lot. It doesn't come out till December 2026, but when you see these trailers and when you experience other people seeing them, the box office predictions just keep getting lower and lower.
And I would
I'm
think,
feeling this could be a Quantumania. I
Yeah.
said that coming out of that trailer. This thing could open to like 150 and just drop.
here's my thing about the opening. I do think it's going to be a big opening, but I think the drop is going to be insane.
Oh,
It's going to be nuts.
It's going to be nuts. Yeah. It's so that was what played before Avatar. Then we watched Avatar Fire and Ash. Listen, we're not critics,
Huh?
But can I say, and we're not going to speak for Erin, she can speak for herself.
Yes.
She has on the show and she will again. So we will not speak for her. We will say her name though, but
Yeah.
we will not speak for her. But speaking for us, I could say we both pretty much love this movie.
Yes. All of the criticisms you've heard that it's very similar to the second one.
Yep.
Here's the thing, though, and I don't know if you knew this, but I just found this out. I was listening to Blank Check on the way over here.
Okay.
This was supposed to be one movie, the second one and the third one.
Yes, and it feels that way.
And it feels that way.
Yeah.
And it felt that same way with the Mission Impossible, these last two Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah.
That they sort of, I would say this is more coherent than that
Yes.
last one,
Yes.
but as enjoyable, even though it hit some of the same notes and sometimes it felt like there was a little bit of deja vu. The heights this reaches are so high.
Yes.
There's moments in this that are so breathtaking, and there's set pieces, and there's the action in this. Just if you watch this movie, and I don't want to beat up on MCU, and it's because it's also the DC movies too. If you watch this and then you watch a fight scene here, and then a fight scene in Superman,
Yeah, go watch the sludge fight scene in the last Superman.
it's like, what are you even trying to pull past me
right.
with this garbage
Right,
when you watch
right.
this Superman movie compared to how beautiful this movie looks?
Yes.
And again, saw it in true IMAX 3D.
Yes.
The only way to see these movies, honestly.
We need more. This is one of those moments, again, where it reminds you just how we need to start knocking down churches or repurposing churches, repurposing schools, repurposing, old factories. People work from home now. Let's take some of these buildings and turn them into IMAXs.
Yeah.
Or, of course, take existing movie screens in multiplexes and get IMAXs in there. But we need more IMAXs around the country.
Airports, we've already talked about this.
Yes,
IMAXs
fly right
in
over
airports.
the
Yeah.
IMAX screen.
Which I don't think is the big...
I think that's part of the experience.
I don't think that's the big plus for the experience.
Could you imagine some of those dragon fight scenes or whatever those flying creatures were in Pandora, where they're riding them and they're flying around, and then those swoop in on the screen on the IMAX, and then a plane, just a 747, swoops right over the screen at the same time.
It's super loud and you can't hear anything but the
time
plane?
it. You time it. You work with Cameron. You get the FAA working with Cameron, all the airlines, where we're going to land our plane over the screens at the exact time that they're making like a whoosh sound in the movie.
See, Cameron listens. He's going nuts right now with that because I think he's into that. Because
time it. They'll work with you.
It would be the logistics of it. He would be into, oh, this is like a fun thing, like how the Wizard of Oz and the Dark Side of the Moon sync up.
Yes.
Like if I can get control of flight routes
patterns.
and
Yeah.
flight patterns
Yes.
for my movie.
Yes.
King of the world. Talk about king of the world.
Yes.
This guy's like, hey, he's firing pilots because they were half a second late.
Yes, they missed their cue.
They missed their cue.
And he's like, but we landed and everyone was safe. No, that doesn't matter. You needed to make the swoosh at the exact time my flying creature was swooshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another challenge for this excellent man.
So it's, listen, yeah, 88 million is less than the last one opened to, but the story of this movie is going to be Christmas Corridor.
We saw
Christmas
this
Corridor.
before. Yes, this movie will, like you said, everything you said, it's going to make less than the second one, make less than the first one, of course. But it will have legs. It will be the movie that is at the top of the charts for a very long time, going into this sort of low January that we're going to be experiencing and possibly part of February.
Yeah, it'll be Avatar and Primate will be the movies of January.
Mm-hmm.
So just looking at this movie and, everyone's saying same as the second one, is it going to get repeat business as much? The Fire Witch.
Yeah.
Is that possibly the new element of this movie that, because the cinema score was an A,
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the critics say, 60%, something like that on Rotten Tomatoes, the audiences that went like it, is the Fire Witch that thing that could get word of mouth going? You've got to see this smoking hot Fire Witch who just gets men, Na'vi, colonels, to bend
All
to her
crazy.
will.
Yeah, all crazy. Yeah, I think yes, because I do think there will be young people who see this film and have an awakening in a way that
Yes.
happens at the movies. That's one of the things also about movies and why it's important to have theatrical
Mm-hmm.
is to have your like awakening in a public movie theater is like a rite of passage.
Yes.
To see that thing that is like, oh, that's what I'm into.
Yes.
And to have it happen with a bunch of people around you and happening to other people at the same time, that's communal.
Right.
And then there's also the thing about like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling this in public. It's better that way than if you're by yourself and you know, are just like, I'm feeling this by myself. You want to feel it with people.
And you want to talk about it with people. You want
to broach the subject of like,
in the lobby.
So when the fire witch, did you get a stir? And then they're like either yes or no.
Yeah, and then someone's just tripping over their empty popcorn bucket. Hey, yeah, I felt it too.
I felt it too.
Yeah. You know, listen.
But if you do that at home, you're gonna go online and post on Reddit and be like, anybody else horny for this witch? It's like,
and
no.
then you start, the algorithm pulls you into a weird place, and before you know it, you're converted to something.
Yeah.
But that's the beauty of a movie theater. It's like, and Kirk Minahan loves this story of when I went to see Oppenheimer, took my mom, and then afterwards we had a nice long conversation with two old ladies in the lobby talking about nuclear war and all of the big issues that movie brought up. And I could see going to see, if I went to that same theater and saw Avatar Fire and Ash and ran into those same two old ladies in the lobby, they might have said, we've been alive for 88 years. We've buried more husbands between us than you could count.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until today that what I actually had been into this whole time was that fire witch.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm
beautiful.
so glad that I lived long enough to see this in the movie theater and realize what my urges truly were.
It's never too late.
And it's never too late. And I'm going to say it's direct into camera because I'm sure those two old ladies follow the show. It's never too late. You buried a lot of husbands, but you could still bury a fire witch if that's what you're into.
Yeah, or she'll bury you.
And
you'll love every second of it.
Bury me, daddy, mommy, whatever the kids say.
Why should I call her daddy?
All right, Howie.
That's a great question.
So, yeah, Avatar Fire and Ash, we'll see with the Christmas Corridor. But I think this movie is, having seen it, I do think it's good. And it's good enough that it will have good word of mouth. Just do want to quickly call out, very quickly, it did have promotional partners.
Oh,
I'm not seeing a Happy Meal here. They didn't go that direction. They went with the sort of big techie brands, partnerships with Google, Enterprise, Dolby, LG, Dell. The Dell guy is back, and he is a Na'vi.
Wow.
Apparently.
He plugged in.
Avatar teaming up with the Dell dude, who had his issues in the past, but I think it's good he's cleaned up and he's able to be a promotional partner for Avatar.
If these movies would have come out, obviously you couldn't do it with the technology, but I do think the Dell dude could have played Spider.
Yes.
Spider has a Dell dude energy.
Yeah, I would love to have that actor on the show and just straight up asking him, is your inspiration the Dell dude commercials from the early 2000s?
He went to NYU, Dell dude, right?
He did. Same time I was there. And he was a big man on campus.
Okay.
We'll say that. It was him and the Olsen twins. Same time I was there. We all went together. We were all, I was running the humor magazine. The Olsen twins were fresh off of Full House.
Yeah.
And the Dell dude was in the middle of his big run in commercials. So we were sort of the big celebrities. Oh, I was in class with Pat and I was in
Yeah.
class with the Olsen twins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was it was quite a thrill for everyone who went to NYU at that time. But other promotional partner is Mercedes-Benz. I love it. I love that Avatar just went highest class possible. They
Yeah.
weren't partnering with Kia or an Edsel or something.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
went right to Mercedes-Benz. And that's what these movies are. They're the Mercedes-Benz of big blockbusters.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing watching these films is that I understand why this is not going to do as well as the other ones, but they're still so much above the other sort of blockbusters. Just there's always something interesting happening on
Mm-hmm.
screen. I
They're
think that's the
special.
thing. The creation of these characters are it's just it is a world. I mean, that sounds so, but like it's a way that the world is created that even if you don't like the aesthetic of it, you have to sort of be impressed by the fact that it's all so cohesive.
Yes. Yes.
And it's not, sorry, Quantumania,
Oh.
which is like a little bit of Star Wars and then a little bit of this and then a little bit of that, but it's all the green screen.
Yes.
And it's like, it's not immersive.
It's not immersive. Yeah.
This is it is immersive.
And there have been 50, 60, 300 MCU movies in the last 15 years. I don't know how many, but there's never been a single character of any gender, race, creed that has the appeal of the Fire Witch in Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Yeah. Who was like people that are genuinely engaged in sexual
Vision?
congress with people?
Is Vision the sexy character of the MCU?
If that's the case, then
I
that's
think, right?
really
Isn't
sad.
WandaVision the big love of the MCU? So I guess they were
Ugh.
they were as hot as it got. So
Oopa
let's
doopa.
quickly, because just to update everyone on the schedule, our next episode will be the Christmas Spectacular, which will be pre-taped. It will be pre-taped.
Mhm.
So we're not going to have the current ranges on the movies opening over the Christmas Day, opening on Christmas Day. So let's just quickly look at the 3 movies that will be opening in wide release on Christmas Day. So one we were talking about earlier, Marty Supreme, going wide. What is and again, we don't have the official ranges yet because it is only Sunday, and these movies open on Wednesday night, Thursday.
We could look at Box Office Pro and see what it has to say.
I mean,
Let me do that
can
while
Marty
we're-
Supreme? It needs to do what in the teens as an opening, right? I mean, if it does 15 million, that is
Oh my gosh, yes, that's huge.
That would be huge. I think that's possible. I mean, it just feels like the awareness is there, and it's an original movie, so it's not based on a book, no prior IP. This movie is really fully on, do you want to go see Timothée Chalamet star in a movie? And
He's everywhere right now.
He's everywhere. He's doing the Cody Rhodes video podcast. He's he's out at the theaters themselves. I could see it. I could see this doing Uncut Gems business. Opening, and again, opening is always such a weird thing to predict when it comes to these days because it's basically a week and a half of weekends. So who knows what that even means? It opens on a Wednesday night, Thursday. So I think let's not even get into number predictions on these. Let's just give a vibe check on these 3 movies. So Marty Supreme, are we both feeling like it's gonna connect?
Yes.
Audiences know it's out there. They want to see Timmy.
It's got something for everybody. It's
Okay.
got Timothée Chalamet, which, at this moment, he's stirring up a little controversy, but people are talking about him.
Yes.
And people are hearing, even if he's touting himself as one of the greatest actors going right now, which he is,
Yeah.
like, let's be honest,
Yeah.
that this is a great performance from a guy who's already done great things.
Yes.
People are going to want to see that.
Yes.
Then you've got Gwyneth Paltrow coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Big. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow was a huge star.
Yep.
Is still a huge name as a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they chose this as a comeback vehicle and they're going around everywhere and they're promoting this thing, that's big. I think people are going to be shocked how many people have been waiting for Gwyneth to come back.
Yes.
People that don't go see movies.
Yes.
Who probably the last movie they saw was a movie that had Gwyneth Paltrow in it.
I mean, listen, I am sure I'm not on the Goop mailing list,
Mm-hmm.
but I imagine that Goop mailing list is vast and wide,
Mm-hmm.
and it is being, I want to say spamming people, but it is plug in Marty Supreme constantly. I assume on the Goop mailing list on their website. I'm sure if you get some of those, the stones that Goop sells to shove in different places, bet you on those stones from Goop, it says Marty Supreme Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That is my guess, is that any stone that they sell that you're supposed to shove somewhere, it's plug-in Marty Supreme.
They probably have ping pong ball shaped stones now
Yes.
that are limited edition.
Yes.
Pop it up there.
And pop them out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you've got Mr. Wonderful of Shark Tank.
Of Shark Tank, not Paul Orndorff, yeah.
Who is a divisive guy, but that is a show that is constantly playing, is still popular, and could get people out of their seat, off their couch, into a seat, thinking, I want to see how this guy is in a movie.
Yeah, I want to root for him to fail.
Yeah,
if that sells a ticket, then that sells a ticket.
There's a novelty to that I think is interesting, especially when he's getting good notices for his acting.
I will say, I think Gwyneth, Mr. Wonderful, Josh Safdie, people like Uncut Gems, those are all nice to haves. This movie, though, it's Timmy. If you want to see Timmy, you're going to see this movie. So I think that is 95% of whether this movie works or not at the box office. It's all on Timmy. And seems excited to carry it. That's what you want to see, is a star who wants to be a star.
Put it on my back. Okay. Yeah, put it on my skinny, scrawny back.
Anaconda. Vibe check. Box office vibe check.
Eating shit.
Wow.
This thing is going to be a disaster.
Okay, and again, it's tough to give numbers, but it's got Jack Black.
Flies with the Angels. $7 million.
Oh, my God.
Terrible. Disaster.
A $7 million 3-day.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd is very famous.
Doesn't matter. He's not a box office guy. Name a hit. Name a hit that's not a Marvel movie that this guy's been in.
Role models.
True. Love role models.
What's the one where
Slap at a Bass. I love you, man.
I Love you, man.
How long ago was that?
Those are a while ago, but he's been in.
That was when I was still doing well.
He was, yeah, which was a long time ago. Though you're doing fine now.
I'm doing great. Post-COVID, post the fall of the MCU, I'm doing really well.
You're doing really well. So maybe that's a sign, okay, Clayton's doing well again. Paul Rudd could go back to being a comedy movie star. Maybe. But Anaconda doesn't feel like the vehicle.
This movie's for no one. This movie is for no one.
But it's
kids love Jack Black. This movie is R-rated.
That's the issue.
Or is it PG-13? It's PG-13, maybe. I think we established it's PG-13.
Yeah.
Still, I think there's just no audience for this. That trailer has zero laughs other than, and I've said this, the biggest laugh you get is when Jack Black shows up at Paul Rudd's house and the anticipation of these two very charismatic, very funny performers being in the same place together. Mm-hmm. And then as soon as they start doing what the movie wants them to do, you think, get me the hell out of this theater. I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
It's making me sad.
I will. Here's one thing that again, the trailer has been bad. We don't have reviews on this movie. Though we did pass up an opportunity to see this movie the other day.
We did. Well, because we had to do BO.
But the great Brett of the New Flesh podcast.
Did he give you a review?
Podcast. No review yet. I didn't ask.
Because is the embargo not?
The embargo is probably not lifted. Okay. So people have seen this, but we don't have reviews. The thing that makes me slightly hopeful, maybe this could be good, is the director of it he wrote and directed that unbearable weight of massive talent, which should have been called Cage Island.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal, of course, was a good movie.
It was
Better
fun.
title, it would have done better at the box office. So it is by a guy who has written and directed a good theatrical comedy movie.
But that didn't do well.
No, it didn't do what I'm saying in terms of right now we're so skewed that it's going to bomb because we just also don't think it will be good.
Yeah.
So there is still slight hope. Maybe it will be good and it just has a bad trailer. There is that hope, but again, that wouldn't help the box office.
No, because I think this is a movie that once it comes out in tanks, nobody's going to give it a chance, even if the people who go see it say it is funny
Maybe
and better than the trailer.
it. I guess my only hope is that it actually is good in a way that the trailer doesn't show, and then there's
so
some
many
word of
scenes
mouth
to choose from.
I know
You
but
can't have one good scene in your trailer.
You should have one good scene in your trailer. So right now, vibe check on Anaconda, I agree is low because I did see that trailer again on the big screen, and it
Yeah.
just got no response from the crowd. Song Sung Blue, Hugh Jackman, Kate
Greatest
Hudson.
Showman. Greatest Showman.
It's going to be a greatest show. Do you think
It's
it
not going to be the
opens
great. I don't think it's going to be the Greatest Showman.
I think it could also just straight up open really well.
Oh, I think it opens really well because I think, again, you're talking about family
Mm-hmm.
over the holidays. What will be the choice? And you were saying Housemaid, but we've talked about this. We're most likely going to see Song Sung Blue.
Oh,
I think we have to throw that across there's always a chance that you know, your father-in-law, mother-in-law
yeah.
have some sort of hate boner against Neil Diamond or Kate Hudson,
Right.
like you do for Sydney Sweeney,
I
and then
don't
they
have a
just
hate
irrationally
boner
will
for
be like, I don't want anything to do with them. I hope they fail, and I do hope that they are terribly abused by Andy Cohen,
That is not
mentally abused by Andy
I
Cohen,
just want
and
her to have a
emotionally
nice,
abused by Andy Cohen.
comfortable landing spot at BravoCon. That's all I wanted.
And so, barring that irrational, just like hatred
Yeah.
for people who've not done anything. I mean, sort of like the Wendy's
use hate-
hatred for Katy Perry.
Just use hate boner again. That you're trying to get that as your catchphrase, sell t-shirts. So sure, hate boner.
I didn't create hate boner, and I'm not the one with a hate boner. I'm just calling it as I sees it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I think if you float that across, it's like fun Neil Diamond songs sung by a guy that most adult women and men like.
Yep.
This is based. It looks like it's based in the 70s or 80s. We got the Vietnam veteran or the veteran. I don't know if he's a Vietnam veteran, but I think he is. I think he's a veteran of a war.
Yeah.
And that will get the dads. Kate Hudson looks like she's having a good time playing like her sort of Penny Lane type of character.
Yeah. Kooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She's a kookster.
I think this is a consensus for families.
Yes. I would say that this is very likely for us, for me, you, my wife, parentheses Borat, and my in-laws, very likely Christmas night, we will be seeing Song Sung Blue.
Yes.
And I think a lot of families are going to make that choice. I think there's going to be a hit. When you look at all the movies that are overlapping, that's where I think the first question mark for The Housemaid will be if Song Sung Blue and Marty Supreme really take all the buzz and get, young people, married people, like some families, that becomes a choice. But it's a Christmas corridor. There's room for 5 or 6 movies.
You gotta get out of that house somehow.
Yeah. So I think of the 3 movies opening on Christmas Day, we're feeling good about 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And Song Sung Blue, if things play right, this could be a movie that, I don't know, maybe it does $100 million domestic when all said.
100 is a lot.
It's a lot, but who knows?
Never underestimate the Greatest Showman who makes himself special.
Yeah.
Who his last movie he was in, that I believe the last movie he was in was Deadpool Wolverine.
Yes.
Right?
And otherwise he's like just doing
Broadway
one-man shows
yeah.
that just sell out on Broadway. He really has that audience in the palm of his hand. I think the moms and their daughters and the people who have to do what they say are going to be psyched to go see Song Sung Blue.
And this is an artist that has so many songs that people don't even remember they know.
I mean, you're
Sweet Caroline.
talking about jeans versus pants.
Oh, Forever in Blue Jeans, yeah.
It's going to be jeans versus jeans on Christmas Day.
Jeans versus jeans.
Sydney Sweeney's jeans versus Neil Diamond's jeans.
Who has the better jeans?
Come on.
Why, we know where you land on that.
Listen, Neil Diamond's an NYU guy.
Neil Diamond went to NYU.
Went to NYU.
Not during your tenure, of course.
Did not go during my tenure. He wasn't one of the celebrities that was there with myself.
So it
He
wasn't
also
Neil
was
Diamond. Yeah, the Dell
dude.
guy.
Yeah. That would have been overkill. He was before my time.
Okay.
But past and future guest, Erin Rose Foley Chan, graduated a year before me. And Neil Diamond sang at her NYU commencement.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we have a personal connection to Song Sung Blue.
So what about the Oddville MTV guy? When was he? He was after Neil Diamond.
He sings at every commencement. He went to NYU at a different time, and then he comes and sings at every single NYU commencement.
Yeah.
The creator of Oddville. Yeah. So that is all I got on these movies here. So email us, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. If you email us now, though, it will not be answered in the mailbag Christmas episode because the way time works, that's, we're taping that right after this. But email us anyway, theboboyspodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at theboboyspod, Instagram, TikTok. Subscribe to the Substack. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are YouTubers.
Hey, guys.
5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And that is all I got. Next episode will be Christmas Spectacular. And then in January, hopefully very early on, it'll be Kirk 20.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot coming up on this show.
Yes.
But that's all I got, Clayton.
Pat, you have said it all.
Great.
And you've denied even more.
Okay.
834.
Not a rallying cry, especially during Christmas.
So there's nothing left to be said.
Nothing.
Except for, until next time, we'll smell you at the box office. Nailed it. Hey, guys.